Oh, all right, honey. Live, live, live. She's so worried. She's like, what are you doing? Why are you sitting in the middle of the boat staring at that little screen? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who are archive viewers, third time's the charm. Stop. Back focusing. No. Okay. I'm sorry if it's going to keep wibbly wobbly like that. Hopefully, it's not too bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. I'm putting it over here. I'm putting it over here. It's better. It's better now. Hello, everybody. All right, wicked. This works now. Yeah, so I was doing live streams for patrons only, and I do have a lot of patrons. It's really great, but I'm finding that the pickup's been a little slow. I'm not super regular. Trying to change that, but I haven't been able to like regularly schedule time in because up until just recently, I haven't had Wi-Fi, so I've had to do it on data or had to go somewhere else to get Wi-Fi. So now I have Wi-Fi on the boat, as you can hear. Look at this. I'm on the boat, perfect reception. Oh, it's great. Um, what does that mean? Well, if you see the geotag on this video, it means I've moved my boat. We took it around the corner back to, I don't know if you guys remember where I hauled out. There's a bay called Silva Bay. And it is the biggest, most popular bay here in the Gabriel area. So like we have a bunch of liveaboards around me. There's the marina. They've already hired me at the shipyard. I'm on the payroll now, which has all of its own perks. There's like a lot. I'm going to get into it in the next video, but like I'm super stoked. I'll show you guys all the details later, but oh man. Oh man, honey. It's good being here, isn't it? Come here. Come here, ding dong. You want to be on the screen? Come here. Up, up. Come on. Up. Good girl. So, honey is stoked because the wood stove is roaring. We're nice and warm in here. I've got hot coffee, and later in a minute, we're going to go for a WALK. We're not going to say the word out loud. We're not going to say it out loud. I'm going to say it out loud. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh yeah, this is actually one of Melly's father's shirts. This is German military like workout clothes. It's very, very comfortable. It's just like it's a little tight. It's got these like armpit. It might actually be backwards. I don't actually know because it's got no tags. Anyway, sorry. I'm gonna get into these questions. I'm gonna just like go through. Back at Slab City. Oh man, I've been feeling such cold feet lately about like getting back on the road and traveling, and especially like that American style like road trip with a vehicle that kind of works. And man, I've just been missing that so much. So, been thinking about it a lot, trying to organize something. The problem is my boat sucks up all my money, and that money isn't very substantial right now. Patrons help. We make a decent amount of Patreon, but then I've had to get a couple of jobs on the side, so I'm working 3 different places, and just to like, I want to save up the money to buy the motors this winter and pay for the haul out coming out in March, and I want to get wind turbines going here on the boat, which is also a little bit of a cost too. Plus, there's just like a lot of other small things. Just buying epoxy, buying paint. I mean, it adds up. So after all of that, I don't really have any money to go travel with. So until I can get all of those things squared away, I'm not going to plan any more trips, with the exception of just going home for Christmas. So I will be in Ontario right around the Christmas season. I can't guarantee I'm going to do a meetup of any time because it's Christmas and I'm spending it with my family. All right, so let's go see what people are saying. Yo, what's up, Jesse? No, cruise ship. Jesse, come on, don't go by cruise ship. All right. Do you guys have any questions? Did Alex the radio ham help you with the radio? Russell, no, I haven't done any radio work. I kind of forgot about that, to be honest with you. There's been a lot of other stuff going on. I should do it soon though. My goal right now is just to get this sealed up. So like I finished the plywood up front and got the cabin sealed in. There's still some sections around the side where the masts are going that aren't sealed. So I need to finish that. I was like building, I'll show you, I was building this thing yesterday, which wasn't done in a video, I just kind of did it. So we're building like a bulkhead that wraps around a mast collar, and has like a few points that holds it, and so that then it's going to be like this jigsaw piece of fitting it into, because we got a bulkhead that goes like this, a bulkhead that goes like this, a beam down here, and then a bulkhead that does this. So there's no like straight edge in there. It's all curved, and so it's going to be really challenging to get that to work out. But once it's done, then I will have no holes for letting outside back inside. So already it's, actually you can see I'm in a t-shirt right now, and it's really nice and warm. So that's what I've been focusing on. The boat's not mobile right now, so getting a radio hasn't been a huge priority. Yeah, so we'll get that. Now that I have Wi-Fi, I will have, yeah, I will have the time to study all of these things and really wrap my head around it. So yeah, I imagine it's going to get better soon, that kind of stuff. What are you planning to work on during the haul out? During the haul out, we need to paint the boat. I'm going to be coating her in primer beforehand, so I need to finish the fairing work, as much of it as I can anyway, because I'm still probably going to be some fairing work on the hard. I also need to glass the underside of this bridge deck. It's all plywood, so it's not cold in here, which is nice, but it's not sealed up for ocean waves smacking into it yet. So we're going to do that. But yeah, painting, and that's going to be like a huge transformation. So I booked a week out on the hard to do the paint, basically, and then some fiberglass work. We'll see how much I get done. But I'm trying to do it in a dinghy, especially like underneath. I got like those last few pieces of plywood up, but holy crap, guys, I nearly died trying to do that stuff. I had the electric outboard like turn on because I rolled onto it while I had the dinghy up on the side, and then like it just plowed me into the side of the boat and nearly capsized the dinghy, and then the trolling motor just spun around and tore itself off the transom and like plunged into the water. I managed to save it. I still have it, but it is a little damaged now, so I need to do some repairs on it. But like that kind of like really enforced that, like, okay, I'm not doing that for a while. I'm gonna do it on the hard. I've got the basics I need done now, and I'll do the rest when I'm on the ground, when I can just walk up to it and do it, because it's a nightmare to do it in the water, and all winter long I won't be able to do it, even if I was back at my old spot touching ground all the time, because the touch ground in the middle of the night, and there's like houses around me, and there's other things. I can't be making noise at like 2 in the morning. Plus it's really freaking cold, and the epoxy's not going to kick properly, and just a million other things. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to do this when I haul out. So that's where I'm at on that. Brock wants to know, good old Brock wants to know, is Honey coming home for Christmas? Yeah, Honey's coming to Ontario. I couldn't do it with Champ because he was an older dog, but Honey's in good shape. You're in good shape, Honey. You put more. I gotta put some more wood in the fire. Hold on a second. But yeah, we're gonna take Honey home and introduce her to the family. I'm also gonna take Melly home, but I think they're excited to meet Melly. I think they're more excited to meet Honey. No offense, Melly, but come on, Honey. Yeah, it's gonna be a few weeks at home. I want to spend enough time there so that they're sick of me. And hey, you wanna come up here? You wanna come up here? Oh, so good. So that is the plan for Christmas. We're gonna be New Year's and Christmas in Ontario. Oh, snow, and yeah, it's snowing there already, so I'm not looking forward to that part so much. Okay, so it's kind of cool living here in this bay because there's so much going on. fella here just boating by me right now. But there's like people moving around, like at night. There's like you see the smoke going up from all the liveaboards on their boats. So there's not a lot of us. I think there's like 3 right now in the bay. There will be 4 eventually. But it's nice just to have people around. I mean, Degnum Bay is, I call it Dead Men Bay because the boats are all owned by dead men. Like there's nothing going on. Half the houses are empty because they're like just second houses for rich people out of Vancouver. So it's just like, I don't know. There was no one around. There's no community. There's no nothing. Here, there's stuff going on. There's a community. There's people. We all get together on Fridays. I mean, there's lots of fun stuff. I'll show you all that in the upcoming video. I'm excited to do it. Do you regret buying a particular boat? In hindsight, we bought something else. 75 Echo wants to know if I regret buying this boat. I do and I don't. It's complicated. Basically, if I'm going to go and like, if this boat is done and I had a wad of cash and I was going to go buy another boat, I wouldn't buy this boat again. But if I didn't know anything the way I was, I don't regret buying that boat in the state I was and where I was. Like, I needed to learn a lot, and I have learned a lot, and that's mainly what I've been gathering. I mean, this boat is nice and I like it, and it's getting better and better all the time, and it's going to be an awesome like home base for cruising and for exploring and adventuring and stuff. And it's a giant experiment because I don't know, like, people don't do solar electric sailboats on the cheap. Not like this, not with like solar electric motoring all the time. So that is usually like, just a fancy yachty's millionaire yachty thing, and it's not been something that the average person could afford. So I wanted to try it out and see if an average person could do it, because I think that solar and solar electric and lithium technology and wind technology, I think it's all there. I think we're there now, and we're about to like burst into this golden age of electric hot rodding and electric, just all kinds of stuff. And I wanted to be kind of on, the knife's edge on that one. I really wanted to ride it out. So that is a lot of learning. It's a lot of experimentation. When it comes to learning and experimenting, plywood boats are amazing. That's really what they're for. They're cheap. You can change the design many times. It's not like a wooden boat where you have to be an expert and have like hundreds of years of experience before you can even start restoring one. It's not like a fiberglass boat where you're dealing with like just cost was one thing, and then fiberglass boats tend to be, I don't know, I would go fiberglass next time if I do another boat again. I'll probably go fiberglass or maybe steel or aluminum, I don't know. But there's a lot more cost in that, and there's a lot more of like, you can't mess with the design as much as you can with a plywood boat. So I'm happy plywood multi-hull. I was really looking at trimarans. So if I had kept looking, there's a good chance I would have ended up in a tri instead of a cat. That being said, I'm perfectly happy in the cat. All I wanted was a multi-hull with hulls big enough to actually sleep in them. So I was looking at really, like, if it was a tri, it would have been another very stout, kind of heavy tri. I was looking at Norman Cross designs, and I did look at a few Pivers, but they felt a bit small. In hindsight now, I would have been very happy with a Piver or a Kismet or one of the smaller tris, because it's just a really big boat, and it's a lot of work to work on a huge boat. And it would have been nice if it was like less work. But builds character, I guess. I have worked through a lot of my own personal issues here on the boat. I'm a lot more I take things a lot easier, I think, and I think I'm also capable of endurance more than I was maybe when I started out, like just patiently working at things and knowing my own rhythm and speed. So these are all things that you can't just like snap into existence. I had to work hard on an old boat for that to really be a thing, or hard on something anyway. Okay. Flipper 100-year-old Victorian, Columbus, Ohio. Buy a fixer-upper and catamaran in the Pacific Northwest too. Well, the less fixer and the less upper, the easier you'll get to actually sailing, which is the fun part, which is what I'm really craving right now. So, yeah, so Train wants to know if this cabin design is unique to my boat, and it is. It's not the Warham design. I showed it to Hannah Kaboom, who is currently running the James Warham design. It's Hannah Kaboom's James Warham's partner. She's currently running the plans, sales, and all that stuff. She said it was a bastardization. I think it was the word she used, and she said it wouldn't sail very well at all. So she also said I was an idiot, or I shouldn't build this boat. I should just give up on it. So obviously I didn't listen. And if I die one day out in the ocean, she gets to say I told you so. And more than likely I'll continue cruising long after she's gone, and then I'll visit her grave and tell her I told her so. I don't know. Hopefully we can all have drinks over one day and just have a good laugh. Because I'm not really upset about it the way I was when I first heard that. I think when I first got to building this boat, I was very sensitive about it. And I don't know. I know it's not the best design in the world, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be one of a kind. And it's a boat that's like 100% me. It's just, there's many other sailboats out there in the world. You can get a Catalina 27 and it looks like every other white plastic boat. Nothing against that. I love it, but there's no boat in the world that looks like this. So for better or for worse, I'm very, very happy with the just give me a second. We're doing a live stream. We'll be going a bit. Okay. All right. Is it true about the cougars on Vancouver Island? No, I wouldn't say. So what kind of cougars are you talking about? Because there are actual mountain lions. That is true. Can you use a three-phase on your electrical system? My electrical system is not three-phase. It is split phase, so that's one phase of 110 going in one oscillation, and another phase of 110 going the opposite oscillation, which gives you 220 if you wire them that way. So that's how I'm able to run my 220 TIG welder, but it does not give me three-phase. Three-phase, I haven't even looked into that, but I mean, who knows? It might be interesting. I kind of like, I've got a motor in mind for my electrical system, outboards in the back, but I really do wish I could just plug three-phase power into it, because three-phase motors run forever and they're so cheap. Thing is, they're kind of heavy, which isn't that big of a deal on my boat because there's a lot of weight already. I mean, I don't know, it's got a lot of buoyancy, 7-foot of freeboard. I mean, it's a huge boat. So I'm not so worried about the weight as I am just like the not super reliable electrical system. And it wouldn't be self-contained because it'd have to run off an inverter. So either it'd have to get an inverter for each outboard or run it off a house one or something. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Let's see what people are saying. What do you miss most about the van life? Oh my God. I really miss waking up somewhere different every day. That being said, I never had a view this good in my van. I miss the desert the most, honestly. I just being a desert rat. I'm so damp all the time. I miss just being dry. I miss, yeah, just not dealing with rain for like 6 months was pretty sick. Don't know. I miss, like, my body doesn't miss the van life because I'm much better shape now on the boat than I was in the van. Van life can be unhealthy for you because fast food is really easy when you can drive your house through the drive-through. Pretty dope. Plus, there's a lot of incentive to actually go to fast food all the time to use the bathrooms and fill up water and stuff like that. So I ended up spending a lot of time at fast food, which wasn't good to my waistline. I mean, I got up to like 330 pounds towards the end of the first half of van life, and I'm now down below 200. So like nearly doubled my weight. Not great. So yeah, I'm happy. My body's happier. That being said, I do miss fast food. I miss like the desert and rock climbing. I don't think I miss dirt biking a lot, but I've got my current motorbike now, which is, I mean, it's nice too. So I don't know. Can't really shit on it too much. How's the cold and rain? Waldy wants to know. Hey, Waldy, how's it going, guys? Well, it sucks compared to what you guys are dealing with, but check this bad boy out. This is what you guys should have had when you came around down here. Little tiny wood stove. At $200, that thing. And oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. It really dries this place out. Now that this is sealed in, I'd have none of the humidity problems you guys ever had. Not anywhere near the humidity you guys have. So I don't know. I do wish I was down where you guys are, because my big problem right now is I'm just not making enough solar power. I think that I might actually have a wiring problem. So I'll be on the roof in a few minutes to check the wiring, because I feel like 4 of my panels just aren't working at all. So I might have just screwed up some of the wiring or something. Maybe it was too close to the wood stove or something like that. I don't know. I really don't see it going wrong. MC4 connectors are super watertight, so I'm just hoping that there's something wrong with the wiring. I'm hoping that this is not how weak of power I'm going to get. So it's enough for me to like live, but I can't run any of my power, like my big power tools, or like I'm cooking a lot on the wood stove instead of on the induction, because it's just like I want to make sure I always have power, and I'm kind of like worried about that. So what will the first determination when the boat is ready? So this is, I've actually set a deadline and I haven't announced it, so let's just announce it. I'm doing a March haul out. When my haul out is done, I don't have this mooring that I'm on right now anymore. The goal, this is the big boat is ready moment. The boat will get painted, the motors will be working, the decks will be done, the like rudders will be hung when I'm hauled out, and I will motor. I will motor off of the waves, and I will go to here or to Degnan Bay or to wherever, and I will anchor, and that'll be the start. Like I'll be cruising at that point. There'll be no masts, there'll be no sails, and there'll still be a lot of work to do. Like I bet you some of the berths won't be totally done, and there's loads of electrical, all kinds of shenanigans I want to still get up to. That won't be done. But I mean, the key part will be like I'm motoring and I'm mobile, so that's it. And like the nice thing is I have a whole playground to play in down here. I mean, I can get from here to Victoria without going into the channel at all, and that means that I'll have basically no waves. Like I'll basically be, I mean, the tallest wave you get in here in the channel is like, I don't know, maybe 3 feet, probably not even, probably like 2 feet. That's it. So it's really like, it's a great playground to get started in. I can cruise from here to like 100 different islands and explore all of them, and I could spend like a year just cruising those islands, just getting to know the area before I even cross to Vancouver. And crossing to Vancouver is easy for me to do too, because the waves from here to there are still less than half of what you get out in open ocean. So it was a lot in the Sea Lark and a lot of oh, Millie's awake. I'm getting messages. But it was a lot of like terrifying in the Sea Lark, because the Sea Lark only has like a foot of freeboard, but this boat has 7 feet of freeboard. So it's like, even out there, it'll be rocking a bit, and I'll actually have to like put things away. But I mean, it's nothing for the boat to be scared of. So I could still do that before the boat is ready for the open ocean, you know. And I don't think I'll be out in open ocean proper until I have the mast and sails. So that'll be another year after that before that's done. So yeah, it'll be ready end of March. That's what I'm trying to say. Are you going to live on the boat over the winter? Yeah, I have lived 2 winters so far on this boat, and this will be the nicest one yet, because I actually have 4 walls this time. So major plus. Check out Sailing SV Delos. They've gone 100% solar. JJ, SV Delos has a giant diesel engine and a giant diesel generator. They are 100% not solar at all. I love it. I love Delos. Trust me. Now I have Wi-Fi, so I'm actually checking all of the YouTube channels, which is really nice too. I don't have that much longer. My battery's starting to die, so I gotta like really get through this. What's the motor brand and model you're looking at? I'm looking at the Golden Motors because they're the nice compromise between. Melly's just got a lot to say. They're a nice compromise between price and like reliability. They have a nice water cooled 10,000 watt units that are run 48 volt. So that's like pretty much a perfect fit for me. It's really in that sweet spot. And I've talked to them about me doing it, and they're pretty stoked to like. They're giving me a bit of a discount, which is nice. So yeah, it's still a significant investment that I just don't have the money for right now. So unfortunately, it's not gonna happen until probably after Christmas. Okay, describe your vision of the first year sail. I'm in Naples, Is that Florida? Just a wee down the coast, reserve some anchorage, glasswork, year round. Describe your vision of first year sail. First year sail. Yeah, like first year of actually having the sails on. I think I'd like to do a circumnavigate of Vancouver Island as a test of the boat, as a test to everything else. Have some crew on board, do that cruise, spend a couple months just cruising the summer around Vancouver Island. Go up to like Alaska maybe, because the summer times is basically cruising time around here. If I continue to live here and not take it further south, then I will basically be looking at like moorage for the winters and just work on the boat and work on other places and make money and save up money, um, and to like upgrade and advance the boat without moving it, because even with my whole setup, like I can move a little bit, but it's not as fun. Your like range anxiety is pretty big, and I might even have to run a generator just to like if I had to cruise from here to Vancouver, for instance, I would definitely have to run a generator with my current battery pack and the amount of solar I get in the wintertime, which is like we only get like 5 hours of sun, and it's like really slanted. Like we barely get any sun, and that's if it's sunny. It rains in Vancouver. It rains pretty much every day for 6 months. So there's not much sun come wintertime around here. Now, this boat's not going to live here forever. So eventually we'll be in places where the solar is really going to kick ass. And it's nice here in the summertime because we get 6 months of sunshine. It's great. It's half the year British, half the year Columbia. What about Rishi? What a joke. What a guy. What about that Rishi guy? Okay. Was the normal glass you used for the front of your windows or reinforced? It's not normal glass in the front of my boat. It's A1 windshields. So these are made, I think they're like 10 millimeters thick with, no, wait. Yeah, I think it's 10 millimeters thick with like a kind of plastic sheeting in the middle that becomes completely transparent. But basically, I could take it's windshield material. So a log would have to come overboard and like come straight at it to break through it. So it's not bulletproof glass, but it is really strong. Any wave that crashes into that window is not going to be able to break the entire window through. It'll crack the window and it'll make the window hard to see through, and it might even leak a little. But basically, it's pretty much impossible to smash these windows through without a hard object piercing it. So that's what I got. They're still quite expensive, unfortunately. Like I thought that would be the cheaper of the options, but you're still looking at $1,000 of glass, and it's the same for these windows on the side. They're also car windshields essentially. Grom Squad says I could auction my boat to channel. I'm not doing that. If you have ever run a YouTube channel, you know that selling your stuff through YouTube is a terrible proposition. Majority of my viewers, fully functioning normal human beings. But this the thing with YouTube is like when you attract the attention of a lot of people, you get those extreme little pinpricks of the population that come out, and when you're doing something like, hey, I want to sell my boat, those are the guys that answer more often than not. You get plenty of those answers, and they're wild to deal with, man. It is an adventure. I didn't know that was gonna be part of my lifestyle when I started making YouTube videos. So, okay. Will you someday return to land life? I think I'm not like, I don't think I'm like a sailor in my blood. I think I love sailing, and I will continue to do that for a long time, probably my whole life, off and on. But I definitely, yeah, I love land life too. There's always a way to adventure. What I think I am is I'm a nomad. I don't see myself other than like small spurts. I've spent 2 years living here in Gabriola, and it's like it's changed my personality, it's changed my character, and it's been really, really great. But that's my land life, right? I'm still on the water, but like just not being nomadic right now, that's been a change for me. So hold on, we're getting some sunshine here. I just want to check what my levels are at. All right, we're pulling in some power. It's see, it's like, this is the thing. If it was summertime right now, I'd be making like 2,000 watts, and I'm only making like 700. It's kind of a bummer. Really got to push the bimini and get that done soon, so that I can get the rest of the solar panels on the boat, because I don't know, man. I just want to be back at the point where I look at the battery bank and it's always full. Right now, it's not been like that because it's been raining for a week straight. It's the first day of really sunshine, so we're gonna get some work done today. Okay, pumped, can't wait, blah, 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 blah. I say blah, blah, blah. You guys are all just saying very positive things, and you're very nice. But you're still going to do a twin junk sails setup, right? Or are you abandoning that for all electric? Well, junk sails aren't like racing performance sails. So basically, they're great beam sailing and downwind sailing. You can't really point with them super well. I'm going to mess around with some jibs to see if I can get myself pointing a bit. But again, it's a multi-hull, so it doesn't point that well anyways. And I don't know. Like, I think that it is, like, you know, if you look at, it's going to be a bit like SV Seeker's boat. This is a motor sailor. So it's first and foremost a motorboat, secondly a sailboat. Whereas most sailboats are first and foremost a sailboat, secondly a motorboat. I want the backup, obviously. Like, it's always nice to have two methods of propulsion, which no motorboats have usually. So, but that's basically the plan. I definitely still want to stick the sails on, if anything, just for looks, man. Because parallel junk rig, it's a beautiful setup. It's so pretty, and I'm gonna have clear sails too, which is really cool. So it's gonna be one of a kind. It's gonna be unique, and I'll just keep tweaking it until I like it. That's basically what it comes down to. And I'm going into semi-uncharted territory here, so I mean, I'm just figuring it out as I go, and we'll see what it turns out like. When you finish the boat, any plans for Mel to move in and come along a sailing adventure? Melanie, her name's not Melanie, her name's Melly. Melly is, she's a unique little butterfly. Just the thing is, like, I'm dating somebody who has their own life and all their own things, and they're like, it's really great, but it's like, I don't know, and nothing I do is really permanent either, right? Like, I could be sailing for the next like 10 years, but who knows after that? So I don't know. I just, like, I mean, she could also build her own home somewhere and then fly out and sail with me for a part of the year. I mean, she definitely has ambitions of not working in offices her the rest of her life, that's for sure. So who knows? I don't know. We're not really oh wow. Anyway, let's see what else is going on here. Man, I think there's like a lot of comments, and I'm just oh yeah, no, I'm not too bad. I'm not too far behind here. What color the sail is going to be? The sail is going to be clear, completely clear. I did the math. A lot of people are like, yeah, you can give it solar sails, and that solar sails a great idea, but in application for my boat particularly, I lose more power by having opaque sails with solar cells on them than I would gain from those actual solar cells. So just if it casts even like a quarter of a shadow onto my solar panels, then I lose more power than I can put on the solar sails. So it's just not worth it. Yeah, I know we're going soon, but just relax. Like, we're almost done. We're almost done this live stream, okay? We're already at 35 minutes, so at 45, I'm cutting it off. Like seal clubbing. This is the kind of this is the kind of like what does that mean? What does that mean? Like seal clubbing. Like, do I like seal clubbing? No. I mean, I don't seal club. Honey would love to go seal clubbing. Because, honey, you like eating everything. I've seen 4 feet in Trincomalee Channel alongside Salt Spring. Does that mean you've seen like a YouTube channel at Salt Spring? I don't understand that. Hey, vegan vagrants. I'm glad you aren't too nomadic these days. Well, you guys need to get nomadic too, man. Look at this disaster. Vegan vagrants are coming out. We're gonna do like a cook-off soon, but I have to finish the rest of that installation, get the table done properly, get these counters cleared, get this freaking plywood out of here, and then I can host them and we can have like a big cook-off on the boat, and it'll be nice, kind of like housewarming-esque wintertime party. Oh, what killer are each the golden motor? So I'm looking at two 10 kilowatt. Oh, look at this, man. I'm really. It's great. So there's some swell here in this bay sometimes, and there's much more boats going by. There's an airplane that takes off and lands here. There's like a lot of waves and wakes, and like regularly my boat moves, and it's like, oh, it's a real boat, you know, as opposed to Degnan Bay where I just like it. I would literally forget I was on a boat all the time. It is so stable. But yeah, so we're gonna the golden motors. I'm looking at 2 of the 10 kilowatt units. I'd love to put 20 kilowatt units on there. I still haven't 100% decided which one I want to go for. It really depends on like how much money I have at the time, because yeah, it's still a bit of an investment to get those motors out here and installed and everything, and there's still like some welding and getting those motors actually. Oh no, I lost you guys there for a second. Sorry about that. Congratulations on the moves. I really like Silver Bay. Josie and I have been hanging around Plumber Sound last few weeks. Well, I'll be glad to see you guys come up here sometime. Oh, Are you ready to say goodbye? Do you wanna go for a walk? Do you wanna go for a walk? Well, we're gonna go for a walk because Honey is gonna just bite my head off if we don't go soon. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I just want to run through the last little couple questions. What kind of navigation equipment you plan on getting? I'm looking at running OpenCPN and doing my own setup. I really like the way Tesla has their setup on their cars. So I'm looking at trying to design something like that, where it's OpenCPN with some modules at the bottom and top to help control the rest of my boat. So I have Wi-Fi relays everywhere, so there's lots of that. Diesel electric hybrid, are you planning on $10,000 in batteries? I've spent $3,400 on batteries so far. I don't plan on putting that many more. I'm going to do an 18650 pack some point in the future, but I'm not there just yet. I don't know. I with this boat, honestly, the solar is what really kicks ass. The solar is like so much nicer to have than the batteries. Batteries are great, but like the storage amount for it's just like eventually I would love it if hydrogen fuel cell was a thing that actually works super well. But right now, I don't know. It's something I'll experiment with one day, but like it's just like the amount of power. It's like it's a lot of batteries I have to put on the boat in order to store that much juice, and I don't know. It's just hydrogen fuel cell would make it a lot easier. All right, I'm down to 5% battery, and I can't actually see the comments anymore. So, how the battery stood up after the dunking? Surprisingly well. Surprisingly well. I don't know. I won't say they're 100%, but they're really maybe like a 75, 80% there. So that's still really good. Floating platform to help you with your building needs. It would give you a little bit more walking space even for honey. Floating platform is not something I'm doing. I have a really big dinghy. That's fine. Floating raft for solar cells behind me, like a fishing net. No, but I have thought about fold out methods that I could sling off my masts. That would be really cool. Cool project, man. I love the videos. All right, well, you know what? I think the questions are pretty much done here. The Flettner rotor sail. Oh yeah, I have looked at that rotor sail. It's cool, but it's the height I have to go to after, like, I did some math on the height, and I'm not really comfortable with this particular boat having mast that high. So with the junk sails, I'm able to keep the mast really short, and that's kind of what I'm going to go do. All right, guys, that is it from me. I've caught up with the questions, I think. I don't think I've missed anybody, but if I have, sorry about that. Honey and I are going to go for a walk. We're going to go for a walk! Woo! Walk time! All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I will be doing more of these live streams in the near future. And patrons, big ups to patrons. Sorry I didn't do a live stream on Patreon only. I'm not sure I'm going to do that until there's maybe more patrons on board, because usually if I do that, there's only like 2 or 3 of you that log in. What I will do, though, is give you guys access to the streaming 24/7 cameras shortly, and you guys will be able to talk to me through that. So that will be running all the time. So there's a button where you can press and you can just talk to me. That's a thing you can do. We'll get there soon. But yeah, we are just getting to know our way around Silva Bay here. We're just setting up all of our Wi-Fi stuff. Really stoked. New episode coming very soon. I gotta go finish recording it. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and take care, have fun, make some friends, learn something. Goodbye.